So tonight's the night, the waiting is over. Kenny Omega, the new AEW World Champion, alongside Jon Callis, the Impact Wrestling Executive Vice President, are to speak on Impact Wrestling tonight on AXS TV. Of course, it's going to be Kenny Omega's debut appearance on Impact Wrestling. He's never appeared for the promotion before, and it's a big night. Now, what are we expected to see, or what are we going to see tonight on Impact Wrestling? Well, we kind of have a hint as to what we're going to see. It's what we expected. If you've watched the channel or any of the videos we've done talking about this, I basically said that what I expected to happen was Kenny Omega and Jon Callis to film a 5-10 minute promo or vignette which would be edited into the show, and it looks like that's exactly what we're going to see, because Impact Wrestling Executive Vice President, one of them anyway, Jon Callis, and the new AEW World Champion Kenny Omega have reportedly filmed their segment for tonight's Impact episode. It was reported by PW Insider that Omega and Callis taped the segment this past Saturday in Canada. The segment will air tonight on Impact Wrestling on AXS TV, giving the fans the first look at Kenny Omega as the AEW World Champion after he defeated Jon Moxley last week on the Winter is Coming episode of Dynamite on TNT. This, of course, also will be Kenny Omega's Impact Wrestling debut. Now, a fan in Jacksonville, Florida, tweeted a photo of Kenny Omega and Jon Callis at an airport on Sunday. Jon Callis responded and said, quote, "Early morning road trip with Kenny Omega." Omega responded to the airport tweet and wrote, "Busted, smiling face." It said busted, basically. It was emojis. Jon Callis also took to Twitter on Sunday to preview Tuesday's segment with Omega, promising to shock the world once again. He said, quote, "This Tuesday, Kenny Omega and I will shock the world again on Impact Wrestling on AXS TV." Of course, Jon Callis did help Kenny Omega capture the AEW World Championship from Jon Moxley, as I mentioned last week on the Winter is Coming episode of Dynamite on TNT. This was the beginning of a rumored working relationship between AEW and Impact Wrestling. Now, again, when it comes to this working relationship, we don't have a lot of details. The details that we are getting reported by a variety of sources, it's so conflicting. Who knows what is going on right now? I don't think anyone truly does. We're getting reports from Wrestling Inc., Nick Hausman, saying it's a one-off, it's not that intertwined. We're getting reports from PW Insider, Mike Johnson, saying, "I've reached out, I've asked, I don't know what's going on at the moment." People are staying very, very quiet. And then you have the Young Bucks in an interview with a podcast. Of course, the Young Bucks would know. They're Executive Vice President of AEW, one of them, along with Kenny Omega. They're saying that they don't really know what the situation is when it comes to the relationship. Everyone's kind of trying to figure out the situation right now. They're trying to figure out what benefits both promotions mutually. They're trying to figure out how far they can go with this. Is it worth going for? What's the buzz like? But they have promised that, quote, big surprises are planned that, of course, they can't tell us about. Those big surprises planned, it's been rumoured, and I think most people would probably agree, is going to be the Good Brothers, the Impact World Tag Team Champions, facing off against the AEW World Tag Team Champions, the Young Bucks, inside of an AEW ring. Why? By all accounts, according to the initial report by Wrestling Inc., this was basically the return favour for Kenny Omega appearing on Impact Wrestling tonight. They reported, as I mentioned, that it wasn't that intertwined, that Kenny Omega appearing on Impact tonight was done as a favour to Jon Callis. But what was strange about that report, and a lot of people have spoken about this, what was really strange about that report is they're saying this is all done as a favour to Jon Callis, but Jon Callis, they're saying, his contract is expiring and is expected to sign with AEW to become Kenny Omega's full-time on-screen manager. Now, again, this is the odd part of that story, is that if Jon Callis is an executive, which he is with Impact Wrestling, that would suggest that he doesn't have a talent contract. That would suggest he has an employee contract, which means that he doesn't have an independent contractor contract. Therefore, there isn't an expiration date. A lot of the time when it comes to talent, they obviously have an independent contractor contract, which means that their contract has an expiration date. They're signed for 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, whatever. When it comes to an employee contract, and most people, if they work in a corporate setting or they're an employee of anywhere, will know this, that you don't have an expiration date on your contract. How you get out of your contract is you work your notice period. So the report that Jon Callis' contract is expiring soon, to me, is odd, because that would imply that he would be an executive vice president with Impact Wrestling, therefore Anthem, and he would be on an independent contractor deal, which to me doesn't make a lot of sense. So like many people, I question the validity of that element of that report, because just the way that contracts works, the way that employee contract works and corporate contracts works, to me that doesn't make a lot of sense. Could Jon Callis be the on-screen manager for Kenny Omega going forward? Absolutely. Does that mean he has to leave Impact Wrestling? I don't think it does, because I think personally he can balance both roles. Why wouldn't he? Plus, it seems very odd to me. We did a whole video breaking this down, but it seems very odd to me and unlikely you would leave an executive position, even if it's with a smaller company. Why would you leave an executive position to go to an on-screen talent position with less job security, maybe less money? I don't think it matters. Certainly less creative influence. To me, just seems very unlikely. I just don't understand the premise of that. I don't understand the logic behind that. Again, could Don Callis become Kenny Omega's on-screen manager? I think he already has. The fact that he appeared at Full Gear, the fact that he appeared last week, the fact he's appearing with Kenny Omega tonight, the fact he's hyping this up and he's been retweeting pictures of Bobby Heenan and Nick Bockwinkel, which again is a manager talent role, then it would imply that he's already become Kenny Omega's manager, which is a fantastic spot for him. But is it enough to sacrifice a role as an executive vice president of a pro wrestling company, one of the bigger pro wrestling companies in North America? That to me doesn't add up. So I think potentially we could be looking at a scenario where he does both and he's worked out an agreement with Impact that he'll stay on as an executive vice president, but once a week he'll travel down to Florida and he'll do the on-screen managerial role with Kenny Omega. Potentially that's what we're looking at in the future. But again, time will tell. If his contract's expiring soon, we'll get some more information about that soon. Again, when it comes to this discussion about what does this relationship really truly entail, the positive thing is we don't have to wait that long anymore. It's been a crazy 6 days. It's been a 6 days full of information, contrasting stories, contrasting reports, and it's been difficult to kind of wade through what is real and what isn't, what is factual and what isn't, what is guesswork and what isn't. And I think that's what's great about here on the channel is that we do talk about it all, and by talking about it all, you kind of feed through what's real and what isn't. And that's what I love doing on this channel. That's why I love interacting with you guys, and we have a great community here on the channel. Get involved in the comment section below, and we talk about things, and nobody's opinion is wrong. Nobody's opinion is laughed off. If you've got an opinion, share it. That's what's so great about this channel. This is why we do these videos, especially it's why I do these videos, because I love interacting with all of you guys. But it does feel nice knowing that in a few hours time we'll know hopefully a little bit more about this relationship with AEW. Even at the very least we'll have the next development in this storyline. Again, we'll find out if it is just a one-off and they go, oh, we'll find out more on AEW on Wednesday. Or, of course, we might find out that Kenny Omega's here to stay in Impact Wrestling and he refuses to defend the AEW World Championship in AEW and they've stolen it, and Don Callis has orchestrated this massive screw job of Tony Khan and AEW, and they're holding AEW to ransom. They're holding AEW hostage by having their World Championship on a rival promotion. I would love to see that version of this story. I would love to see that version of this storyline. I think that would be so much fun to see, so unique and not really done before to this extent, on this level, with this exposure. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'm just thankful we don't have to wait too long. Regardless, to me it looks like that, I mean, it has to get record ratings, right? It has to get record ratings tonight on AXS TV. Considering Impact's run on AXS TV has been actually quite successful so far, considering Anthem own AXS TV, but this will have to blow every other show out the water. If you look at social media, we've done a couple of polls on the community tab here, and if you just look at people talking about it on social media, there is a lot of discussion tonight of how do I watch Impact on AXS TV? How do I get AXS TV? If I don't have access, how can I watch it? You can watch it on Twitch. A lot of people are excited and a lot of people are really interested as to what this development will be tonight. People are tuning in to Impact that wouldn't usually be tuning in, which says to me we're going to get a big number. Now, is this big number going to stay forever? Probably not. Probably not. But now it's Impact's prerogative and it's their almost duty as a company, really, going, right, we're going to have the most eyeballs on our product than we've probably had in however many years at this point, since the Spike TV days. We have to make this count. Yes, they're going to tune in for Kenny Omega and Don Callis. We need to make sure that they watch the entirety of our show, they watch the rest of the product and go, you know what, I tuned in for Kenny Omega and Don Callis, but I stayed for Impact Wrestling because the quality was that good. The quality is there. If you've watched Impact Wrestling for the last 2-3 years, you know, since Don Callis and Scott D'Amore have come in, they've really turned the ship around. The quality and the content is actually really high. A lot of people don't give Impact the credit that it deserves. It is a damaged brand. It has been a brand that's needed to be built back up because it really was in tatters. It was, if it wasn't dead, it was on life support due to the Billy Corgan issues, the Dixie Carter issues, the money issues, nearly going out of business 10 times. Don Callis and Scott D'Amore have really helped turn that around. So I really do hope that all these people that are going to tune in tonight for Kenny Omega are going to stay for Impact Wrestling and go, you know what, I felt like I hadn't watched Impact in a long time. Now that I have, I'm going to watch them again next week. That's the challenge. That's the challenge, and that's the hope for Impact Wrestling tonight. So I'm excited. I think a lot of people are. What are we going to get? I don't know. Are we going to get an invasion by AEW? Are we going to get an invasion by Impact? Is Don Callis and Kenny Omega going to hold AEW ransom? Is this going to lead to an AEW versus Impact Wrestling storyline? Is it going to lead to a talent trade between both companies? We did a video earlier today talking about potential stars in AEW of Impact history that could come back. Be sure to check that out. It's in the description box below. There is so much that it could be, and I hope that people... Maybe we get our expectations up too high, but I think that's because we're excited and this is different, this is new, and this could lead to a pay-per-view, this could lead to a TV special, this could lead to a Kenny Omega match at Hard to Kill. I truly think, even though the reports that come out said, it's not that intertwined, it's a one-off, it's just a favour by Kenny Omega to Don Callis, and it's just Tony Khan looking to get the Good Brothers in a match against the Young Bucks in AEW, which of course is a fantastic match and a fantastic story to tell. I truly believe at this point, if there is buzz generated, if people are talking and people are excited, and that's the fans and the talent, then I think more will happen. And it looks to me like if we look on social media, if we look on the comments here, people are energized by the potential that this working relationship has. Now, people are going to be disappointed when the Kenny Omega Don Callis segment lasts 5 minutes tonight and it's a pre-record. Maybe you need to sort of realign your expectations, because that's what it's going to be. Kenny Omega isn't going to be appearing inside the Impact Zone or anything like that. Nevertheless, I'm excited for it, people are excited for it, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch tonight. But as always, this is just one man's opinion. What are your thoughts on Kenny Omega's debut Impact Wrestling appearance tonight on Impact on AXS TV? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll do my best to respond and reply to all of your comments. Really enjoy interacting with you guys, chatting about Impact Wrestling, AEW, WWE, all things pro wrestling here on the channel, so get involved with the community below. If you have enjoyed this video, please do smash a like on the like button. Really does help us out here on YouTube. Go up the rankings and get into people's recommendation feeds if they haven't seen our videos previously. But most importantly, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to Wrestle News 365. You can do that by clicking the bottom right hand corner of the screen right now. Or if you wait a few seconds, there'll be a subscribe button at the end of this video, along with another video for you to watch. Thank you very much for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. And I'll speak to you again very, very soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.